So, welcome to Principles of Management class. In the last class, we discussed about sources of recruitment, where we are discussing about the different sources, that is, external sources, internal sources, and external sources. As you know, internal sources consist of uh, recruiting people within the organization. This may takes in the form of like. Uh, transfer from one department to another department, or from one branch to another branch. And then second one is like a promotion or demotion, that a particular higher post is need people. They may promote a person which are below that higher post, so the person will get a higher position than the current one. That is called promotion. Sometimes it may be a demotion, which is opposite of promotion. That is, a person may go to the job which is lower to him. That's a demotion. As I told you, demotions are not very common, but promotions are very common. And the other method is informing the staff to bring their own friends and family members who are qualified for the particular. So these are the sources of internal one. We also discuss about the different merits and demerits of internal one. As it discussed, merit means it will motivate the employees because they are given a chances to grow in the organization. And then their moral will grow. And then what happens, this will save a lot of cost. So, and then there is no mistake in taking the person if they take internally. So these are the merit. Demerit means sometimes there may not be very fresh ideas, there may not be any room for innovation and all those things. So they may take a person who may not have appropriate qualification if they internally recruit, sometimes, not all the time. So these are the, what do you say, demerits or disadvantages of internal recruitment. Now we go on to the second sources of recruitment, which is external sources. So all organizations have to use external sources for recruitment to higher positions when existing employees are not suitable. Okay, so when we organization don't have enough person or the right person with the right qualification and skill or knowledge or experience, then they have no choice to go for the people, recruiting people from outside the organization, which is called external resource source. More persons are needed when expansions are undertaken. So not only that, when organizations are growing, that's a company is getting bigger, so they also have different more vacancies. So in that case, they have to recruit people from outside. So we see the sources of external resources. First one is how do they get people from outside the company? First is advertisement. Okay, so this is a most common type, and then most of the staffs in around the world, they are recruited through this method. So when they advertise, they usually advertise in the newspapers or professional magazines like doctors, engineers, even hoteliers, chartered accountants. They have their own professional bodies which publishes like journals and magazines. So the best way is to also to give advertisement in this journal, so those who are looking for better opportunity or those who are looking for a job can apply through this. And another one which is not mentioned here is that advertising through the online job portals, that is like Naukri.com. Okay, so this is also very effective nowadays. More people are registering themselves for this thing. So what happens, whenever a company need vacancy, so it is easy for them to reach. So if you advertisement in a newspaper, it will only reach a particular what is a region or a section of people. But if you go online and advertise in the online portal, it will have a wider reach. Okay, so that is about the advertisement. And then some companies give blind advertisement. Blind advertisement means they don't want the company name to be known. So what happens, they will ask the candidates to apply to a particular post box. They just mention information like what is the company is about, I mean what product are the producing, what is their vision, where they are located. Location is very important. They mention it is either located in this city or town, so that people from the town also can give importance and can apply. And then they usually apply, instead of applying to a email or to company address, they will ask them to apply to a particular post box number. Okay, so that's about the advertisement. And second is the employment exchange. So employment exchanges in India is very run by the government. So usually people register in the employment register for the government jobs. But what happened? Sometimes a private company go can register themselves. So those who are looking for a government job, sometimes they may get. Sometimes it takes more time to get a government job. So in that case, for time being to gain some experience and knowledge and some money also, the employment registration can also recommend the people to apply in these private companies. So that is also a good place. Employment exchange is a good source to recruit qualified people. Okay, the next one is a school, college, and universities. So higher education and educational institutions are the right place to recruit freshers. If a company need positions where experience is not required, but more they required is a qualification, that's educational qualification and skills. Then what happens? The right place to tap is the educational institutions like school, colleges, and universities. So there are two ways of recruiting from here. One, the company can go like a campus interview and select the students who just graduated or those who are in the final semester or the year. That's one method of recruiting. And the second one, the company can have a liaison or collaboration or tie up with these institutions. So whenever there is a vacancy for the people, freshers, okay, usually who fulfill the management trainees or junior level executives, they can inform the educational institution who can put this in the notice board. So graduated students and students who are in the final year can apply to this company. So that is another method of recruiting people, another source of recruiting people. Then recommendation of existing employees. So the sometimes the companies inform in their notice board that so and so positions are vacant, are going to be vacant. So this, when the people in the organization see this, they can inform their friends, families, and relatives. So this way, if they have any suitable person, they can recruit and reduce the time and energy the companies save. So as they know the culture and policy and the skills and knowledge required, they can also communicate this to their people who they are recommending. So this can cut short all the process they management or HR undergoes, and this is also a very good sources of recruiting. Then the next one is a casual callers. A casual caller means people who just walk into the company and check whether they have any vacancy. So this is the most oldest and very old way or system of recruiting. Okay, sometimes people just walk in and ask whether they have any vacancy there. Okay, especially in factories and manufacturing units, so workers just walk in there to the reception, or they HR, they just check if they are lucky, if they have vacancy, suitable vacancy, they can apply and they can join that company. And this is most popular in many countries around the world. This is also most economical method of recruitment, but only disadvantage, you may not get people on time. Again, it depends upon how many people you are walking. For a company to be many people to walk in into the company, they have to be very famous, so many people heard about it, they just walk in and apply. So as I told you, this is a most economical method, because company no need to find themselves, people will go and approach the company, so they will select the suitable candidate and recruit them. Now we have seen the sources of external recruitment. Now we will discuss about the advantages of merits of external sources of recruitment. First one is the availability of suitable persons. So internal sources sometimes may not be able to supply suitable person from within. We may not have enough people, or the company may not find a suitable person, so external sources is the only choice. So where the advantage is that the you will find a more pool of people from the external source, so they have choice to choose. Okay, so they can choose a person among the best and recruit them, because as to mentioned earlier, among all the resources a company is having, the human resources are very very important. So if a company is writing the recruiting the right person for the right job, that is a highly talented skilled person, Okay, so with the right attitude, so this will be more advantageous for the companies. So this will be more beneficial for the company. So they will also should be suitable. So if you select from the pool of people, a company should be able to will be able to recruit the most appropriate person, and then this will also, I mean, reduce them in giving more training and orientation and education, etc. So bring new ideas. So what happens, new ideas, I mean novel ideas or creative ideas are necessary for a company to come up with a new product or new services or new processes. So this is possible with the external recruitment, because people working in a company for some time, I mean, they started thinking stereotype. Okay, so what happens, I mean, there is less room for creativity. I'm not saying no room, there is a less room for creativity. When there is a less room for creativity, but there won't be much flow of novel ideas or new ideas. But when a company recruit employees from outside, so there is a chances of free flow of and ideas, new ideas, creative ideas. This in turn will lead to new product and services and new processes and all those things. The person having experience in other concerns will be able to suggest new things and methods. So the person can bring back the best technology, better system of doing, better way of doing to the current company, and then this will be beneficial to the organization. So this will keep the organization in a very competitive position. So bring new ideas is the other advantage. Then economical. This method of recruitment can prove to be economical because new employees are already trained and experienced and do not require much training for the job. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes the person you are selecting is more knowledgeable and skilled, so the company is less likely to give training. So the time and cost for giving the training on skills and knowledges is reduced, and then say a lot of time and cost is saved. So just give them orientation and start working on that. So it will be more considered more economical. So these are the advantages we have seen from by external source of recruitment. Now we move on to the demerits of external sources, that is the disadvantages of external sources. Demoralization. When new persons from outside join the organization, then present employees feel demoralized because these positions should have gone to them. Okay, so there can be a hard burning among old employees. Some employees may even leave the enterprises and go for better avenues in other concerns. So, what is demoralization? People feeling very bad. Okay, that's a demoralized. Okay, so what happened? So this is because the reason that they have missed the opportunity of getting a promotion. Okay, because the company has recruited from outside. So this will demotivate and demoralize the staff. So what happens, they feel very bad. I mean, in the core, at the core, they may leave the organization and join the other organization. So that is the one of the demerits. And lack of cooperation. When the old staff may not cooperate with the new employees because they feel that the right has been snatched away by them, this problem will be acute, especially when persons for higher positions are recruited from outside. So, what happens when they realize that they have recruited a new person? So, as I told you earlier, they may feel demoralized, and some at the core they may leave the organization, or some look for job or openings in the other organization. So when a new person join, they may not give that much of cooperation. In other words, they will resist. Maybe initially, maybe after that they get used to it. Initially, they may resist, feeling that their opportunity has been snatched by the newcomer. Okay, so I mean, this is the most common problem many organizations face when they recruit from outside. And then third one is the money, expensive. It will be more expensive. So the process of recruiting from outside is very expensive because it's also time consuming. It starts with the interesting, costly advertisement in the media, and then arranging written test and conducting interviews. In spite of all this, if suitable persons are not available, then the whole process have to be repeated. Okay, so as I told you, the recruiting is a a very lengthy process, more the time, more the money, energy and money also. So what happens, the cost incurs right from the time you give advertisement in the newspapers or medias and all those things. Then what happened, conducting the test and interviews, again this will incur cost. So instead of doing all these things, there is no guarantee that they will recruit the right person, they will find the right person. Sometimes they may recruit a wrong person, again this person has to be chucked out of the organization, that is removed from the organization. Again when they remove, they again the job position may go vacant, they have to go through all this process. So as mentioned, it is a very time consuming, energy consuming, it is more expensive process. Okay, so it has to be repeated. Now we see the sources of recruitment, that is from the external sources. What is the reason? What are the benefits? Just a snapshot of all those things. So external sources of recruitment are suitable for the following reasons. Why a company need to go for external sources? As we have seen earlier, sometimes you may not find a suitable person. Sometimes the company is growing. I mean, increasing the sites, so you definitely there are more vacant positions will arise. So you it is enough, not enough to manage with the existing person, you have to take people from outside. Okay, so the required qualities such as a will means the willingness of the staff may not be willing to do the particular job or a new task, or sometimes they might change the strategy, so the new strategy need a different kind of people willingness, or people with a different skill and talent and knowledge, etc. So when a company find that they don't have people who have the right who are willing, who have the right skill, talent and knowledge, so they have to available internally, they have to look for a person from outside the company. Then it can help in bringing new ideas. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, they when new people come, they come up with the new ideas, fresh thoughts, and better techniques than currently we are having in the company. I mean, because that technique has been implemented in its previous place, so better techniques and improved methods to the organization. So what happens, new ideas and better techniques and new processes can be better than the what the company is having. So this way the company will be more benefited. The selection of candidate will be without preconceived notions of reservations. When you recruit from inside, the people have this kind of mindset, oh, I get that position or promotion, I get so much money, I get so much duties and responsibilities. This will be the perception of the management. So they have their own notions when they get promotions. But people come from out, they may not have any, what do you say, yeah, defined notion or thinking about this. They just come fresh because it's a new, they may not have any this thing. So what happens, when the people don't have much notion or something, a strong idea, there will be less chances that they are there is a failure or a demotivation. So this is an advantage. Then the cost of employees will be minimum because candidates selected in this method will be placed in a minimum scale. So again, when a company give promotion, definitely they have to increase the benefits, including the salary, sometimes other benefits also, like free accommodation and all those things. So this is not, may or may not be required in the external sources. So they, if they have a particular pay structure range, okay, they can not only select employees or prospective staffs, candidates who fulfill the qualities and qualifications, they who also have agree to that particular pay structure, they can choose. So this way they are able to reduce the cost in terms of salary and other benefits. And the last one is the existing employees will also broaden the personality. So what happens, if they take people from outside, this as we have seen, will give them new ideas and the suggestions and methods and all those things. So they are able to I mean, enhance the personality and characters of the already existing staff members. So these are the reasons and benefits and advantages of recruiting people from outside. And that's all for today's class. In our next class we will start discussing and learn about selection definition and selection process. Thank you.